if we are reading research as news anchors and just kind of shifting the mic from one source to the other and just doing these little transitions, our voice is lost. And a lot of my beginning research, when I take notes and make transitions to start this conversation between experts, my voice is lost because I'm just, it's news, it's anchoring news, it's breaking news for me now, and it's messy and it's not comforting. And then comes the stage where you get all these breaking news and you make your documentary. And here is where my voice comes, and the organization and what is the meaning of what each source contributes comes in. So I think of it more of a documentary, which is much easier to follow than a breaking news that is interesting but simply exhausting to an audience.
And why is that newscast exhausting?
For me, it's because I'm looking for the transitions, and I'm the one who's looking for how to make sense of this and where is the story going. So it's looking for an ending or a meaning to each piece and trying to imagine that as I'm listening to the news. Documentary doesn't do this. Documentaries have this sense of purpose. You pretty much know the claim from the beginning of the documentary, even the title of the documentary, and you know that sequence makes sense and it's part of the argument of it. So it's much easier to follow. I still have, the reaction to it in the end, but I'm not being exhausted all the time trying to make those connections.
So in the documentary, the writer or the director has built connections in and said, we start here and we go here, and there's a sense to that.
There's a sense of purpose and planning and concise planning, where this moment I see this clip from this moment I hear about this research, this moment I'm directed to the footnote. It has a sense of organization that is actually comforting to watch. You can relax watching a documentary, but I don't think that any of us can relax watching breaking news.
How do you as a writer move from that breaking news stage to the documentary stage?
I make a lot of mess. So for me, the notes and sources and annotated bibliography, or the note cards, I still use note cards because I like to touch things. That's for me is the breaking news, the interesting things that other people have said about that, and the questions that I have. And to organize it, I can't work from a computer screen, especially when it's big piece. So for my dissertation, I had to find the biggest surface in my house was a bathroom mirror, and I started writing these and kind of sticking these note cards with the information they have, the breaking news, and then work on my transition from one to the next. I needed this big horizontal space that would give me the story of these 15, 16 sources in a snapshot. And then I went to, took over every surface in my house that had coffee table that is glass and with dry erase markers worked great. It's just the sequence of a computer screen did not work for me to do this production of connecting ideas.
It almost sounds like you drew a storyboard.
Yes, that's what it sounds like. It's a storyboard of the research project. Research question. I like that.
Yeah. So I want to start here. This is the opening scene. I want to start here, and then
and then you organize where it's going, and just because I think it's complicated for me, it shouldn't be complicated for the reader. So So I have to make it organized so the reader does not have to wonder about how this fits together.